Hey guys, and welcome to a brand new video here on FPL Now. Today we're going to be going over some knee-jerk reactions for Game Week 4, so if you're excited for the video, make sure to drop a like down below, leave a comment, how did you get on in Game Week 3, subscribe if you're brand new, and let's get into the video. So, starting things off before we get into the knee-jerk reactions for Game Week 4, just going to quickly go over how I did in Game Week 3. Not a bad game week to be fair, definitely could have been a lot better. On paper, my team was in a really good spot, so I'm a little bit disappointed with how I finished the game week. I did get 53 points. Anana getting 0. I have to get rid of this goalkeeper, man. Like, I kind of only really wanted him for the Forest game anyway, and then I wanted to kind of offload him because obviously he's got Arsenal coming up, he's got Brighton coming up, but geez, man, United just don't look good at all. Fair play, like, as a Forest fan, it was really infuriating being 2-0 up in 4 minutes and then losing. Again, questionable decisions and stuff from the officials, but I mean, everyone's always going to say that when your team loses, but either way, we're not talking about that. Anana picking up 0 points was really unfortunate. Picked up a yellow card as well, so yeah, I really need to get rid of him. There are bigger problems in my team, but I think Anana is definitely a priority transfer for me. Goalkeeper transfers are really annoying, and they just don't really feel that good, but I just don't want him in my team anymore. He's 5 mil. I'd much rather have like a 4.5 mil Flecken or something in my team, and then just have that money into my team elsewhere. But either way, Anana got 0. Estepinian got 1 point. I was expecting a bit more from him this week with West Ham at home, but West Ham look like a really good team so far this season. Saliba only picking up 1 point as well. Again, like, honestly, when that 3 PM kickoff happened, Forest scored and then Fulham scored, or like Fulham scored then Forest scored, so both my Arsenal and Man United clean sheets went away in like the first couple of minutes. So straight off the bat I was like, this is terrible, this is going so bad. But yeah, Saliba only getting 1, Chilwell getting 6. Could have been so much more though if he just shot. I mean, it's been a bit of a meme when he obviously passed it, when he could have just literally toe poked it into the bottom corner. Would have been a Jackson assist as well, but either way, he got 6 points. So defense not great this week, but Chilwell obviously helping out. The midfield did okay, to be fair. Rashford got 2 assists, so did finish on 7 points. Ødegaard got 2, was very quiet in the Fulham game. Did have a disallowed goal, to be fair, but I think I will be offloading him this week for a Maddison or a Mbeumo or something like that. Saka picking up 8 points, of course, had the penalty this time. I think Saka is still on penalties. I just think Ødegaard took that for whatever reason. I was very happy he did because it was a bit of a differential for me when he did, but yeah, it might be the time to get rid of Ødegaard. And then Mitoma only picking up 1 point as well, and then Bruno Fernandes picking up 12 points. Again, could have even been more too, but did slot the penalty away. And then Nicholas Jackson getting 7 points. Again, could have been more if Chilwell finished his dinner, but he could have even been more than that anyway. He was getting a lot of chances. As a Jackson owner, I feel like he's gonna haul soon. It could be against Forest next week. And then Haaland, captaincy, getting 8 points, missed a penalty, scored a goal, missed a few sitters, obviously nowhere near the bonus points because of how many chances he missed. But yeah, that was a really good game as well. Not as crazy as the Newcastle game, but yeah, not bad. I mean, everyone owns Haaland anyway, and pretty much everyone captained him, so it doesn't really matter what he does. And then Turner picking up 3 points, Kabore getting 1, Baldock getting 1, and Archer getting 0. But of course, Archer is now a Sheffield United player who does have Everton at home. So I don't know if he's going to start Game Week 4. He might be starting after the international break. But at the same time, if there is word that he's going to start, then I might even take a punt on him, to be fair, because it's Everton at home. They don't look great this season, so it might be better than playing him than like Mitoma, who's got, I think, Newcastle or something like that. But anyway, that's how I did in Game Week 3. I'm up to 150k. It was a green arrow, so I can't complain. Whenever you get a green arrow, you can't complain. But next week, like, Game Week 4 is going to be really bad. That's why I was really hoping for a good game week this week, because of how bad my team is set up for Game Week 4. I do have 2 free transfers. We'll go over that in the team selection video, either tomorrow or Wednesday. I'm also going to make a wildcard video as well, because a lot of people are going to be wildcarding to get rid of all of them, Man United and a lot of their Arsenal players and stuff like that. But anyway, finished on 53 points, up to 150k in the world. Not a bad start to the season at all. I think I was like 30k in the world at one point, and then obviously all the stuff happened. But either way, moving on to the knee-jerk reactions for Game Week 4. Sterling being brought in by 449,000 managers. I like the Sterling punt, but at the same time, he's not going to be playing Luton at home every week. And, you know, before this, I think it's quite knee-jerky. He obviously is, like, getting minutes and stuff. He's getting pretty much 90 every game. But he got 2 against Liverpool. He got 2 against West Ham. Fair play. He played really well against Luton. But like I say, he's not going to be playing Luton every week. On the flip side to that, though, he is playing Forest and then Bournemouth. which are obviously 2 games that you could definitely haul in. Aston Villa at home might be tough, but then Fulham and Burnley away. I completely understand why people are bringing him in, but because I'm a Jackson owner, I feel like I want to target Maddison just so I can target both teams. If I put all my eggs in one basket with Sterling and Jackson, and then obviously Maddison hauls, which again has some really good fixtures coming up, I'm going to be biting my teeth. And again, Sterling, I think he is a good option, but at the same time, just take into account that he's not going to be playing Luton every week, and Luton are probably going to go down. They don't look too good so far this season. Of course, anything can change, I mean, Forest look decent, to be fair. Like, away from home, we're actually not bad. We lost 2-1 to Arsenal, we lost 3-2 United. Those fixtures last season, I think we lost like 4 or 5-0 in both of them. So we are making big strides. We're making some good signings, and we've got, you know, Chelsea away, which is a tough fixture on paper, but Chelsea don't look good defensively either, really. Luton definitely could have got a couple of goals in that game, but I like the appeal of Sterling, but as I say, there might be other options, especially if you're a Jackson owner. You might want to go for a different option in midfield, like a Maddison. Maybe not Bowen. I know that Bowen's obviously been playing really well, but they've got some really tough fixtures coming up. But there are good options in midfield. But either way, Sterling being brought in by a lot of managers. Gusto as well. I would also hold off on this transfer until we know more about the Reece James injury, because Gusto is just in because of the Reece James injury. Once Reece James is back, Gusto will lose his spot. And then if you've obviously tripled up on Chelsea and Gusto is one of those options, you'll have to get rid of him. So again, the 14 points, if you're a Gusto owner, you're loving it, especially the people that got him off the bench because of like Gabriel being benched and stuff. But at the same time, I would hold off for Reece James injury. I'd hold off like on transfers this week anyway until after the cup games. We've got some midweek fixtures, and if you're bringing in a player and they get injured, it happens, and it's really, really unfortunate. So there are going to be a couple of price changes, obviously, but I'd much rather, because every transfer you have to think of as like a -4 or as a 4-point kind of transfer. So that's why I always hold off and make sure I'm definitely making the correct transfers and stuff. But remember, there are midweek fixtures, like Maddison also being brought in by over 320,000 managers. He's going to go up in price. I'm probably going to be bringing in Maddison for Odegaard this week. That is one of my transfers that I think I'm pretty much set on. But at the same time, if Maddison gets injured or something like that, or a different one of my players gets injured, I'm going to have to put that fire out instead. So that's why you have to wait out. But yeah, Maddison also being brought in by a lot of managers. Completely understandable. He's definitely the talisman in that Spurs team. Had a really good game against Bournemouth. Definitely should have got more points as well if Richarlison could, you know, not dance in front of goal. But either way, Udogi or Udoji, I don't know how to pronounce his name, also being brought in by over 200,000 managers. Really, really like this player. He did go off injured, but I think he should be okay. But yeah, I think he's a really, really nice option for 4.6. He's probably going to go up in price as well to 4.7. But yeah, if you have this guy, then yeah, you're loving life as well. You set up really well. Obviously, they do have Arsenal and Liverpool coming up in game week 6 and 7. But after that, Spurs have such a good run of fixtures. Luton, Fulham, Crystal Palace, Wolves, and stuff like that. So yeah, definitely going to be a couple of options on the wild card. I'm not really sure what the best week to wild card is. I've seen like game week 8 and 9 being thrown around, so I'll have to take a look at it. And then also Romero as well by Spurs being brought in 4.6 mil. Again, I don't think he's as advanced as Udoji, but at the same time, not a bad option really if you do want to be bringing him in instead of the other fullback. But either way, they are the most brought in players so far for game week 4. Going on to the most transferred out players for game week 4, we have Shaw with over 400k, which again, he's injured, he's going to be out for a bit. Completely understand. If you do have Luke Shaw, you've got an easy swap to a different defender, like a maybe even a City defender, maybe even a like a Romero or something like that. And then we've got Gabriel as well. Yeah, if I was a Gabriel owner, that was the last straw, because they had a red card, they had an injury, and he still didn't start, and he didn't even come on either. So yeah, it's really unfortunate if you do own Gabriel, but it's just time to get rid of. And again, if you do want to bring in, like, if you got a little bit of money in the bank, you could always upgrade to Trippier or something like that. He's a little bit more expensive, but yeah, they've got some really good fixtures coming up after like the Brighton game and stuff. So yeah, definitely one to watch. Rashford also being sold by a lot of players, 167k taking him out. Again, it's a really tough one, to be fair. Like, Arsenal away and then Brighton at home are two tough fixtures, but Brighton look very leaky at the back as well. So I feel like it's just the Arsenal game really that I'm a bit worried about, because then it's Burnley and Crystal Palace and Brentford, and that's three like decent fixtures, and they've also got Sheffield United away. So I don't know if I'm going to be selling my Man United assets. If I was going to sell one, it would be Rashford. I wouldn't be going anywhere near selling Bruno, because his stats this season have been absolutely ridiculous, and obviously he's on penalties and he's a 90-minute player, so yeah, I'd go nowhere near selling Bruno. So if I was going to sell a United player, it would be Rashford. But like I say, I think my transfers this week are probably going to be Odegaard out and probably a Nana out as well, or maybe a defender, because I do have a little bit of money in the bank once I make the Madison transfer, because I'm going from 8.5 to probably like 7.2. I've also already got 0.9 in the bank as well, so I'm going to have a lot of money to play around with, and so I could be bringing in a player as a defender, but I have to get rid of Nana. It's just really annoying me having him in his team, in the team. João Pedro also being taken out by over 150,000 managers. Again, a 5.5 mil striker. He isn't going to be playing every single game. I think he's been relatively unlucky. Obviously played really well against Luton, got the penalty, didn't really get any minutes in the Wolves and the West Ham game. It hasn't really done anything as well. So yeah, not great if you are a João Pedro owner. Again, if you don't have Jackson or something and you have a bit of money in the bank, maybe that's a certain transfer. Even a 1 year as well, like he's just ticking over. He just scores every week. And I know they've got Chelsea away next week, but I could still see him scoring in that game as well. And then finishing things off, we've also got a Nana as well, which I'm probably going to lose money on him, to be fair. He's probably going to get a price drop. Really unfortunate. But yeah, I mean, Arsenal, I think, will score against them. Brighton, I think, will score against them. I even think Burnley, like, I just can't, like, United looks so bad at the back. And I know they've got some nice fixtures here, but is it really worth it? Like, there's better options. There is obviously the talk of Sanchez as well, but that blocks out a third Chelsea option if I did want to bring him one in, so I don't think I'll go near Sanchez. I think if I get rid of Onana, it will be for Flecken, but yeah, Bournemouth at home, I think Flecken probably will keep a clean sheet this week, but is it worth the transfer? I don't know. I might bring in a defender because obviously I've got Saliba as well. My team's just not settled very well for this week at all, but like I say, we'll go into detail about that in the team selection video. That's going to be everything from the knee-jerk reaction video though. If you guys enjoyed, drop a like down below. Let's try and hit 50 likes. Leave a comment. How did you get on in Game Week 3? What are you thinking of doing for Game Week 4? Subscribe if you're brand new, and until next time, peace.